What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I hope you like this video. This is 90 Day Fiancé Happily Ever After, Season 6, Episode 5. So I'm sorry this is late, but we're going to get caught up. Angela and Michael. So Angela has her surgery. She has come out of her surgery successfully. You know, we see her getting all of the instructions and all that good stuff. On the way to the hotel, her friend calls Michael and lets Michael know that everything went well with the surgery. And of course, all Michael want to know is what happened with the boobs. That's all he wanted to know. What do the boobs look like? Well, the next day, or I guess the next day, but anyway, when she had to go for her follow-up, she's not happy because she said that her breasts are too small. Now, the doctor said, listen, they are still a D cup, okay? They are still a D cup, but we had to take a little bit more off than what we agreed to for her own health. You know, I had to do more than what I thought. Once I got in there, it was what it was. Now, Angela's upset because Angela said, listen, we talked about this and I agreed to 1 pound on each side. He took 2 pounds on each side. I ain't agree to that. And his thing is, listen, I had to do what I had to do, right? So, Angela gets the doctor to call Michael, to talk to Michael. And let Michael know that it's all good. The boobs are going to be what they are. They're going to, once everything heals, they're going to be nice and perky. They're going to sit up and they're going to be cute. I was like, child. Anyway, excuse me. So then we have Andre. Listen. Andre comes home and he is pissed off. And from the minute he hits the door, honey, he is cussing and he is fussing. All right? And he is telling his wife about what happened and how disrespected he was and how the sister showed up and called him out his name and how the brother had said this and said that. And I'm thinking to myself, I get him being mad and I get him being upset. But here was my issue. That little girl was there the whole time and he is cussing. And not only is he cussing and fussing, because listen, who am I to tell people not to cuss in front of their children? That ain't my business. That ain't my business. But what I had a problem with was that he was cussing and he was calling the family out, and that's her family. So he hears, so and she's old enough. I mean, she's not old, but she's old enough. You know what I'm saying? And so now we're sitting here listening to, you got the little girl sitting there listening to mommy and daddy talking trash about granddad, auntie, and uncle. And it's not like they don't see their family. It's not like she don't know who these people are. She knows who they are. They're around. They hang out. And so I was just sitting there the whole time thinking, y'all couldn't, I mean, I get it, we doing a TV show and we got to film, but y'all couldn't wait till that girl went down for her nap. Like, I just felt like that conversation was really inappropriate to have in front of the baby like that. Anyway, then she says, listen, Andre, I don't appreciate it, and I will definitely be speaking to my sister, because my sister, ain't nobody going to be calling my man out his name. Like, I get it. She can show up, and she can even have an opinion, but she ain't going to be calling my man out his name. Like, I don't appreciate it, and I got some words for her. And then she switches gears and says, listen, I know you done had a bad day. I know you just sat here and cussed out my whole family, but we need a nanny, okay? Because let's be clear. When you did this, you ain't do this while you was trying to multitask and doing a whole nother job. See, I'm doing this and I'm working. And it is not working for me. There are going to be times when it is not just going to be feasible for me to have a 2-3-year-old running around. We need a nanny. Now, I understand where Andre is coming from and saying, listen, I don't trust nobody around my kid. It's crazy people in this world. I don't like it. I think all parents go through that. But at some point, the reality of the situation is you're going to have to trust somebody with your child at some point. He said he cool with the family, but he ain't cool with a stranger. The family you just got done cussing out. That family. That family. Okay. Later on in the episode, we see them go to the immigration attorney. And they're working on his I guess his permanent visa. Well, I don't think there's such thing as a permanent. Is there a permanent visa? Anyway, they're working on what the next step is. And so the next step in the situation, they have to submit the paperwork, I guess, for a more permanent visa. I think this visa lasts for a certain amount of years. And what the lawyer is telling them is like, listen, I need you to submit this paperwork. I need you to make sure that, everything. First of all, I need you to be honest. But second of all, if you do have something that's a little bit crazy, a little nefarious, a little bit, you need to let me know, because anything, and I mean anything, you could have a speeding ticket that you didn't take care of. It could be grounds for them to not approve your paperwork. And so Andre is sitting there like, nah, we good. And she was like, you sure? And he was like, yeah, we good. He was like, you sure? And then his wife looks at him and said, well, what about, that situation, when we went over there and we had the wedding, that whole thing. And it sounds like some stuff went down where he was supposed to testify, and they told him if he don't show up to testify, then he's fired. But if he had showed up to testify, then he was gonna probably get killed, because I guess it was some sort of organized crime type situation. Listen, it sounded a whole lot, but at the end of the day, Andre said he good. Don't worry about it. It ain't gonna be nothing that's gonna stop him from getting his paperwork. The other thing that the lawyer brought up was that it really didn't look good that he ain't had no job. And so he immediately went into the fact that, well, I do have my, my real estate license now, and, I'm about to start my own company, flipping houses. Sir, that is not. You are not starting your own company, flipping houses. You're not. At best, you have a job with your father-in-law. At best. But okay, you like it, I love it, child. Then we have another edition of Bad Parenting 101. We got Tiffany and Ronald. Now, Ronald then called over to the house. He in South Africa. He called to talk to the baby boy, Daniel. And he's talking to Daniel. Hey, how's it going, buddy? Hey, yeah, how you doing? I miss you. You miss me too? Yeah, your mama was supposed to come and visit me, but, she ain't come. And, if my visa doesn't come through, that you guys are gonna, have to move here to South Africa. Daniel was like, no, I'm not. He said, we moving where? We're not moving to South Africa. What you talking about? I'm not coming to South Africa. Who said we coming to South Africa? Who said that? And then Ronald proceeds to try to convince Daniel to tell his mom he wants to live in South Africa so that they'll move to South Africa. Y'all, what is up with this parenting? That is so wrong to put that baby in the middle of this situation. That baby don't have nothing to do with adult business. And wherever first of all, you're not even that boy legal daddy. Number one. And I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with that. I'm all here for blended families. That's great. That's beautiful. But at the end of the day, you are trying to get this boy to manipulate his mama to get y'all to move to South Africa. Boy, and again, I get it. You want to be with your family. I get that. I understand. But at the end of the day, that's not something you put that child in the middle of. That was so disrespectful to put that baby in the middle of that. Anyway. Now we got Kalani and I keep saying his name wrong, but Kalani and her husband. Now, Kalani's dad wants to talk to her, right? He takes her out for coffee. She said, ooh, I don't know what this is about. Me and Dad, we ain't had no heart-to-hearts in a minute. Things ain't been all that great with us because, he don't like my husband. And, it hasn't been the best situation. When we were younger, we used to go out. He used to take me out shooting, but it just ain't been the same. So they go out for coffee, and you can tell it's awkward and all that good stuff. And he finally says, listen, so your mama told me you talking about divorce. And then he proceeds to talk to her about not giving up, and we don't believe in divorce, and that's your husband. You took those vows. You got to do this, and you got to do that, and yada yada this, and yada yada that. And I'm sitting here like, and she said, well, I'm really confused because you don't even like him. And the daddy was like, listen, he ain't who I would have chosen for you, but you chose him. So now you stuck with him. Okay? That is how we are. This is what we believe. And she said, but, I mean, what if I'm not happy? He was like, well, you got to figure out a way to be happy. I said, damn, Dad, she got to figure out a way to be happy. And so he just proceeded to have this, and I just felt like, I said, dang, I feel bad for her in this moment because I feel like her father is putting pressure on her to stay in a marriage that she is unhappy with. And I felt so bad for her. I was like, I mean, I got where he was coming from to say, well, listen, you chose him, now you stuck with him. And I do feel like sometimes in this society we give up I mean, I feel like the divorce rate is high because people give up too soon and they don't fully invest in the moment of being married. But I don't know. I just felt bad for her. But to be fair, later on in the episode, Daddy took the husband out for golf, and he basically had a conversation with him, telling him, listen, you need to man up. Like, you need to do better. You need to be a better husband. So, I mean, to be fair, Daddy talked to both of them, but I just felt bad for her because I was like, I just think that's bad advice to give your child, to tell your child that they need to stay in a marriage that they're not happy in. But anyway, Jovi and Yara are having a date night. Jovi's mom comes over. You know, of course, Yara really ain't trying to go, but they convince Yara to go, and so they're going out to dinner. And you know, it's the first time they've been out since the baby was born, and all that good stuff. And unfortunately, though, Jovi has to tell her that he has to leave earlier than what they expected. And so, of course, she's upset because, you know, she already was dealing with the fact that he was going to be leaving, and he's going to be gone for 2 months, but now he's leaving, like, earlier than that. And he was like, I get it, I understand, but I don't know what you want me to do. Like, that's my job. That's how we pay the bills. Like, that's how I earn my living. You can't work right now, you know, because of the type of visa that you're here on, and you just had a baby. So I feel bad, but it is what it is. Like, unfortunately, I gotta work. Like, that's what I have to do. And so, I mean, of course she's upset about it, and it ain't really sitting well with her, but you know, she listen, it is what it is, honey. It is what it is. So Mike and Natalie. Child. I'm so sick of Mike and Natalie. So, because I'm going to tell you why I'm sick of Mike and Natalie. I'm sick of Mike and Natalie because we know that they're not together. And so it's hard for me to be going through all of this knowing that they are not together in real life. But neither here nor there. They are on their way to the airport. Natalie is in a funky mood. She's not a big morning person. Mike is a great morning person, and he's trying to cheer her up. And you know, he's happy because he's on his way to go see his mama, honey. And it's Thanksgiving, and she is mama cooking all the food that he like. And you know, he just want to see his mama. So they on their way to the airport, you know, to fly down to Oklahoma. His mama live in Oklahoma, and Natalie actually gets mad at him in the car about something stupid. I don't even know, and I don't even care why, because Natalie always mad about something stupid. So, I don't care. They get to the airport, and I feel like Mike's mom is trying to be pleasant, even though she don't like Natalie, and she's clear that she don't like Natalie. But I felt like she showed up at the airport with good intentions and tried to be friendly, and Natalie was just rude. You know, again, some of Natalie's coldness, I think, comes from just her personality, and some of it I think comes from a little bit of a language barrier or what have you. I don't know, but it was just rude. So then they get to they get to Mike's mom's house, and child, she got all these piggy banks all over the place. I guess she collects them. I mean, they are everywhere, child. And of course Natalie is like, so many piggies. Why so many piggies? Child. And so, they have dinner, and they're talking at dinner, and Natalie is just rude. Like, every time his mom tries to ask a question, she's giving these short answers, these blunt answers. She act like she don't want to eat nothing. She act like she doesn't, you know, Mike is happy to be there. He's enjoying himself. Now, in defense of Natalie, in Natalie's mind, this is the woman that's almost stopped my wedding. Like, if she had her way, I never would have gotten married. So I understand when, excuse me, where Natalie is coming from and why it might be hard for her to sort of let go of this. But at the end of the day, you there. And If you need to say something, say it so we can all get it out in the open and we can move forward with a fresh slate. But if you ain't gonna say nothing, girl, suck it up. Because it was rude. And Natalie was just finally like, listen, I'm ready to go to bed. Like, I'm sleepy, I'm tired, I'm ready to go to sleep. And that was kind of that, child. And poor Mike is in the middle because, of course, that's his mama. And he loved Natalie and he loved his mama. But what you gonna do? What you gonna do, Mike? What you gonna do? Oh, Julia and Brandon. So Brandon, now that's the I did miss this part with the last episode. Part of the conversation that came up about because Julia did go for a job interview for a wedding planner at like a bridal shop, and one of the things that the woman said to her was that you really need to and I felt like what the lady was saying was your accent is kind of heavy, and there might be a communication gap, which is the worst thing you want when you try to deal with a bride, because brides, even the most pleasant of brides, if you do something that's not what they asked for or it's not in their vision for their wedding, it's going to be a problem. So she was telling her, maybe you need to get out more, you need to, get around Richmond more, meet some people. And I feel like what she was saying was get more acclimated to your surroundings and where you are, work on your communication skills, with speaking English, and then maybe we can see what we can do. I don't even feel like that woman offered her no real job or no promise of a job, but I feel like it was like, we'll see what we can do. And so that's when Brandon brought up we can meet up with my friend. So they end up meeting up with with his best friend and her boyfriend. So first of all, the girl got a whole boyfriend, and she said when they got there that her and the boyfriend been together for like 2 or 3 years, or like 5 years or something. So first of all, Julia, this whole jealous act thing, really, it should have died then. Because you're married to Brandon, and she got a whole boyfriend that she brought with her. Like, the dude was sitting right there the whole time. And Julia is already in a funky mood because she said she don't like beer, but they went to a beer bar. So, like, all they did was have beer, like different types of beer. So she already irritated because she was like, you always thinking about yourself, you don't think about me, I don't like beer, I don't like beer. And he was like, listen, they had a bar. I thought they had I knew it was like a beer place, but I thought they had other options. I didn't know. So then Natalie, God, I keep saying Natalie, then Julia starts, her and Brandon start reminiscing on old times, Brandon and the friend. And of course, Julia is sitting there getting more and more irritated. More and more irritated. And she's being rude. She's making these little nasty comments. And so the friend started throwing comments back. And she started saying, listen, I'm a little concerned because I feel like this happened a little too fast. Now, I feel like the friend was out of order. No matter how rude Julia was being, for you to start coming at her talking about, well, I'm worried about the fact that, about this marriage, and did she only marry you just to get her green card, and is she just using you, and I don't know, I just want to make sure that Brandon is not getting hurt and he's not being set up. And I'm just like, girl, that is so not your place. And even if you felt like that, that wasn't the time or the setting for it. And I understand that Julia was being rude, but you was being rude too. And now you just got 2 women being rude and the men sitting there looking crazy like, what the fuck? Like, what we supposed to do about this situation? Neither here nor there. At a certain point, honey, Julia got her happy tail up and ran up out, and cussed. Well, she didn't cuss the girl out, but she got nasty and she ran up out of there. And then Brandon followed behind her and she told Brandon, I don't know why you brought me here. You brought me here to, throw this woman in my face, and now she's being rude to me and talking to me about the green card and that I'm using you. I don't want to be here, Brandon. I told you I didn't want to come. I told you I didn't want this beer. Take me home. And baby, that's the end of that. That's the end of that double date. And so, y'all, that is it. That is all. Y'all let me know what y'all think. I know I'm a week behind, but I'm going to go ahead and try to get us caught up ASAP. But y'all let me know how y'all feel about it. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.